All right, so week number 2 is in the books, and unfortunately my Atlanta Falcons lost again.
Ouch.
This time it was to a division rival and the Tom Brady-led Buccaneers. And as much as I want to go into the bad things, I actually have some good things I kind of want to say. I've seen a lot of promise, actually. In the first game, I said that there was no heart. There was no drive for these players to want to win, and that all changed in this game. The defense was making some crazy plays. The defense isn't that great, but they were going up against one of the best offenses in the league right now, and they had some great plays. A.J. Terrell, he had some crazy breakups. Unfortunately, he suffered a concussion. Will Fuller, he got his a strip sack on Tom Brady, which was huge for us. That kind of switched the tide for a little bit there. Our offense, Kyle Pitts, he had some huge receptions. He had some great one-handed catches. He had some great cuts. He looked a lot more elusive out there and a lot better. Kelvin Ridley, I've seen him actually really, kind of more go into that number one receiver, caliber player that I needed him to be in the first game. One play that comes to mind is his touchdown catch, where he made a diving touchdown catch, which was huge. He put his body on the line for us, and again, that was a huge tide turn that we really needed. Another thing, Matt Ryan, he did some crazy elusive plays. He threw 3 picks, which I wasn't too happy about, but a lot of them were kind of, batted down at the line. That's one thing that I think we do need to improve on is our offensive line. There was a lot of rushes on Matt Ryan. He again kind of scrambled to try to get out of most of them, but he got hit a bunch in that game. And like I said, the 3 picks, those were the things that ended the game. But I've seen Arthur Smith kind of put his little twist on our offense, and I like that. Cordell Patterson, he showed up huge. He had a huge, crazy long run, which unfortunately stepped out of bounds, but he broke 2 tackles on that play. And again, if he didn't just step out of bounds right there, that would have been a touchdown scoring play. And of course, that's a what if, but that shows me promise for the future. I was kind of nervous about the running game. I thought, maybe Mike Davis coming in would help us out a lot. I didn't even think about Cordell Patterson, and he seems like he could be the number 1 back there. He's no Derrick Henry, but again, if some of his schemes that, Arthur Smith learned in Tennessee can kind of come over to here, and if Cordell Patterson can do them at, a similar manner that Derrick Henry did it, of course I'm not saying there are any, caliber players to each other. I feel like Derrick Henry is way above him, but if he could kind of learn from that, maybe he could become, one of the top running backs in the league. So those are some positives I've seen. And like I said, hopefully this will kind of go into week number 3 against the Giants. We need a win. We were starting 0-2, which, what was the stat?
12% chance to make the playoffs.
There's a 12% chance for the Falcons to make the playoffs. And again, that sucks. But 12%, that's a percentage point that I have a little hope in. Hopefully we could kind of learn from this season. Again, this is the first season that Arthur Smith is coming in. Hopefully it takes some time. But I've seen some gears moving, and that's something that's good. In game number 1, I've seen nothing good that came out of that game. That was atrocious. But this game, I've seen some steps that maybe this team could be a playoff caliber team maybe next year. Maybe, like I said, in the future, we could be the number 1 team in our division. And that gives me hope, and that's what I need. I need hope. I need to see that these players want to win, and that's what I've seen in game number 2.
Let me say this. The 48-25 final score didn't really represent on how close that I thought that game was. Yeah. Obviously the Buccaneers pulled away at the way end.
I agree.
But, dude, I was watching Matt Ryan. He really looked like he wanted to win the game. Like, they all banded together. Now, that's one thing about the Falcons. I feel like whenever they verse those better teams, they go all out.
Yep.
They go all out. They put everything into it, and we've seen that, obviously. Of course, the Buccaneers just had too much talent. I really think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'd be happy. I know they lost by a lot of points at the end, but I would be fairly happy. I'd be...
the defense caused Tom Brady to have some turnovers, and that never happens.
Exactly.
Big thing with it's like a Steelers issue is your run game.
Yeah.
Mike Davis only had 38 rushing yards, and Patterson, he's great, but more as a receiving back. He only had 11 yards.
For sure.
So Matt Ryan throwing 3 picks, if he didn't have to throw the ball 46 times, that would probably help you guys out a lot.
100%. And let me just pull up the stat because I want to bring this up. I've seen a lot of people are dogging on Matt Ryan last week.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I feel like they felt like they needed to throw the ball to be able to keep up with,
which is understandable. They were down. Sense. They were down big, and then they came back.
I feel like obviously, exactly. We were down big from the get-go, kind of. So I think we had to kind of keep it going in a fast-paced manner. And let's be honest, we're way better receiving core than we are running back core. So, if we have to pass the game or, if we have to pass the majority of the game to kind of beat these higher caliber teams, I think that's what we're going to have to do. Matt Ryan was 35 for 46, throwing 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, which, like I mentioned, 3 interceptions, they were kind of batted at the line. They weren't really horrible interceptions. He had a few throws that I was like, whoa, Matty, what are you doing? But I didn't see him, really making any dumb interception throws.
Speaking of receiving core, who, besides Calvin Ridley, who's your true number 2? Would you say it's Kyle Pitts? Kyle Pitts led in receptions, and then Calvin Ridley, and then in third was Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking Russell Gage would step in pretty big, but he is having some health problems.
He got hurt. Was in and out throughout the entire game yesterday. Hopefully he could come to, kind of be more of a second, receiver. But right now, it's probably going to be Kyle Pitts is our second receiver.
It's scary because he's a rookie.
Sure.
He has high potential, but it's for a rookie tight end. That's always pretty tough.
Tight end, which is weird. I do think they're going to need a better number 2 receiver.
Yeah. Oh, for
I feel like that's a little bit.
Because if they lock down Calvin Ridley, then it's like, who do you go to?
Losing Julio was horrible for us. Like I said, that's why it hit me so hard. Because again, who knows where we would have been if we kept Julio? We might have not drafted Kyle Pitts. Maybe something like that would have changed. But again, we need somebody else to kind of help out. Kyle Pitts, like you mentioned, this is his rookie year. He's not only coming into his rookie year, but he's coming into a team that's switching its entire coaching staff. So our veterans on the team don't even really know what the play schemes are yet.
Right.
Everything has just changed. So Kyle Pitts is looking, I need this mentor role, but the mentors don't even know really what the game plan is yet. Mm-hmm. So that's why, like I said, I just needed some sort of promise to show that, hey, this team could do it in the future. I didn't expect to win a Super Bowl with his first, season. I wish that would happen. But again, I seen some good things that came out of Arthur Smith's plan going into this. And like I said, hopefully that's something that in the future will really help us out.
Right. I think their plan should be to try to give Matt Ryan one more solid chance.
I agree.
I feel like if they could do that, that's really all you can ask for.
Yeah.
But all right,
pick up people in free agency or something.
So headed into week 3, how are you feeling?
Good.
That's good.
I am. Like I said, I don't expect this to be an easy win over the Giants. I don't even know if they're going to win. I have some thought process to go through.
Their offense, the Giants' offense looked really good.
Yeah,
Washington.
I know.
But hey, y'all need
I know.
Boys, look,
you need a win.
If you're a Falcons fan, oh man, tell you what, if you don't win this, come back to week 3, Logan's reaction. It's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, against the Giants.
If you like the week 1 reaction, they lose to the Giants, stay tuned because you're going to get another one of those.
Hey, speaking of future, dude, Josh Rosen came in. He had 2 passes. He didn't complete
completions.
0.
Zero completions.
I didn't even realize he was in there at all.
Yeah, he came at the end whenever it kind of got 2 away. But again, he didn't really have any time to really do anything. But he was in there with second stringers. Like nobody, really huge was in there. But again, I don't see Josh Rosen being a future.
No, he's useless.
Yeah, exactly. He's a better second stringer than we had.
Don't you have to give the chosen one a chance?
He had many chances, Tom, with many different teams.
Yeah.
This is one of those seasons.
Yeah, this is one of those seasons when injuries kind of happen. It's like, hey, we don't really have another option. So, it's like, hey, if we need Josh Rosen to come in, which hopefully we don't, we have someone that was a starter in the NFL.
Kyle Pitts going to get his first touchdown in the NFL against the Giants?
No.
Dang.
I think he's going to have a big game, but I don't think he's going to score.
Okay.
Dang.
All right. Well, that'll do it. So, like I said, I got some promise, and that's really what I wanted to get out of this game. I didn't expect to beat the Buccaneers. They're arguably the best team in the NFL right now. That's such a hard game with it being a divisional game, but I've seen some promise. I've seen some heart out of these players, and that's what I really needed to see. It seemed like in week 1, nobody was trying. They were just going through the motions, and nobody knew what to do. But this, I seen the whole team had heart, and they were fighting the whole game, and that's what I need to see out of my team.